A 45-ton fighter jet is sitting still on a ship's deck. 3 seconds later, it is in the air at about 150 miles per hour. No runway, no long roll, just electromagnetic force throwing one of America's most lethal machines into the sky faster than many cars reach highway speed. And this is not a rare moment. It happens again and again on U.S. aircraft carriers, every day. The technology behind it sounds like science fiction, but it is real. It is one of the clearest signs of modern American sea power. And the coolest part is not what most people think. The U.S. Navy operates the most complex floating cities ever built. These are not just ships. They are 100,000-ton fortresses. They carry air power, missiles, radar, and command centers. They are driven by nuclear reactors that can run for decades without refueling. They can stay at sea for months. They can move wherever they are needed. But among all the incredible things happening on these steel cities, one operation stands out as pure madness to watch up close. Launching and recovering high-performance aircraft, non-stop, on a deck that is moving with the ocean. Today, we are going inside the most impressive carrier capabilities. We are talking about electromagnetic catapults that seem to bully physics. We are talking about recovery systems that stop a jet in the space of a football field. We are talking about nuclear power plants that could feed electricity to a large city. If you're proud of American engineering and you like seeing what hard-earned tax dollars can build, drop a comment and let people know. Most people think the coolest carrier gear is the old steam catapult, the classic system, the one seen in older films. That idea is outdated. Steam was powerful, but it was also rough. What is happening on the newest U.S. supercarriers makes steam look like a crude tool from another era. Meet EMALS, the electromagnetic aircraft launch system. This is not a small upgrade. It is a full reset in how a carrier launches air power. Instead of using steam pressure, EMALS uses the same basic idea behind magnetic levitation trains, but it is built for combat. It is built to launch aircraft fast with control. Here is how it works in plain terms. Under the flight deck, a long track sits like a hidden rail. It stretches hundreds of feet. Inside that track is a linear motor. When the pilot signals for launch, a huge burst of electricity runs through coils. That electricity creates a strong magnetic field. The magnetic field pulls a shuttle forward. The shuttle is connected to the aircraft's nose gear. In about 2.5 seconds, the system can push an aircraft from 0 to around 150 miles per hour. The jet leaves the deck and starts flying before it runs out of ship. Now here is the part that shows real engineering skill. Steam launches were violent. They hit hard. They stressed the airframe. They also had limits on what could be launched smoothly. EMALS is different. It can shape the launch force. It can be precise. It can launch a light drone gently. It can also throw a heavy strike fighter with full power. It does this by controlling the energy in real time. It is not just strong, it is smart. The reliability targets are just as important. Older steam systems needed heavy maintenance after a smaller number of launches. EMALS is designed for far more launches between big overhauls. It also aims to reduce crew workload. It is built to keep the deck running longer, with fewer breakdowns, and with better control of each launch. But EMALS is only the first shock. The bigger story is the pace of operations. Somewhere in the world right now, a carrier may be launching missions at a tempo that looks unreal if you have only seen movies. This is not one jet every so often. During high demand periods, a large carrier can surge to well over 100 sorties in a day. That means wave after wave of aircraft launching, striking, and returning, all from one moving ship. Each aircraft can carry precision weapons. Each can hit multiple targets. Stack that together, and one carrier can create more daily strike power than many nations can manage across their entire air force. And the launch is only half the show. Recovery is the other half, and it can look even more impossible. A modern fighter returns at around 150 miles per hour. The deck is short, the landing area is tight. The pilot has only a few hundred feet to go from fast flight to a full stop. If something goes wrong, the risk is massive. People can die, aircraft can be lost, the deck can become chaos. That is why recovery tech matters as much as launch tech. This is where advanced arresting gear comes in. Traditional systems used hydraulic machines to absorb the energy. They worked, but they could be harsh. Newer systems aim for better control. The jet's tailhook grabs one of the deck cables. The system then slows the aircraft using controlled force. Modern designs use powerful motors and digital control to manage the stop. The system can account for aircraft weight and speed. It can apply the right amount of pull so the stop is firm but more consistent. This reduces stress on the aircraft and the pilot. It also supports a wider range of aircraft, including lighter unmanned platforms. Now step back and ask the real question. What powers all of this? What feeds the catapults, the recovery systems, the radars, the sensors, and the life support for thousands of people? The answer is the part that makes carriers feel like something from the future. Deep inside the ship are nuclear reactors. On Ford-class carriers, the reactors are designed to produce enormous electrical output, enough to run the ship, enough to run high-demand systems, enough to support new weapons in the future. That power runs the catapults. It runs the radar arrays that can track threats far out at sea and in the air. It runs the systems that make fresh water from seawater. It runs lighting, cooling, computers, kitchens, workshops, and medical spaces, all day, every day, for years. Before we go even deeper, take a second to like the video and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of breakdown. Most people watch and never subscribe, but it helps a lot, and it keeps more deep dives like this coming. Now let's talk about the flight deck itself. This is where the carrier becomes a living machine. You are dealing with a deck that is several acres in size. You can have dozens of aircraft. You can have thousands of crew members supporting operations. You can have launches and recoveries back to back. You can have fuel moving, weapons moving, engines screaming, and the ocean rolling underneath it all. People call the flight deck one of the most dangerous jobs in the country for a reason. So, how does it work without turning into disaster? The answer is discipline and a simple visual system. Crew members wear colored jerseys that show their role at a glance. Yellow shirts direct aircraft movement. Red shirts handle weapons. Purple shirts manage fuel. Green shirts run catapults and arresting gear and maintenance tasks. Other colors support other jobs. It sounds basic, but on a loud deck, where you cannot hear anything, instant visual clarity saves lives. What is even crazier is how fast the deck can reconfigure. In the middle of high-tempo operations, aircraft can be moved, armed, fueled, and repositioned in minutes. Loads can change. Missions can change. The deck choreography is so tight that it looks like a dangerous ballet. Every movement is planned. Every signal matters. Every person knows where to stand and where not to stand. It is organized chaos, and it only works because of training and repetition. Now, let's go below the deck to something most people never see. Weapons elevators. Older carriers had slower systems that could create bottlenecks. Modern designs use advanced elevators that move heavy loads fast and with better placement. The goal is simple: get bombs and missiles from deep storage to the aircraft without slowing down flight operations. Faster movement means faster rearming. Faster rearming means more sorties. More sorties means more pressure on any enemy. Of course, a carrier does not operate alone. It is protected by layers of defense. The outer layer is the strike group. Destroyers and cruisers carry long-range sensors and missiles. They are built to detect threats early and engage them far away. Closer in, the carrier has its own defenses. One is CIWs, often called Sea-Whiz. It is a radar-guided gun that fires extremely fast to destroy incoming threats at close range. Another layer includes short-range missiles like the rolling airframe missile, designed to hit incoming missiles and aircraft. Then there are electronic warfare systems. Some details are classified, but the concept is simple. If you can jam sensors and confuse guidance, you can stop an attack before it reaches you. In modern war, invisible signals can matter as much as metal and explosives. Here is a side of carriers that surprises people. These war machines are also powerful tools for disaster relief. A carrier can produce large amounts of fresh water. It can run major medical facilities. It can fly helicopters for supply and evacuation. When disasters strike, carriers can arrive with logistics power that many nations cannot match. They have helped after major earthquakes, storms, and tsunamis. They can bring clean water, medical care, and heavy lift support fast. Then there is daily life. Thousands of people live on these ships for months. Space is tight. Everything is planned. Crew members sleep in stacked racks with small personal storage. Meals are served around the clock because the ship never stops working. There are barbers, mail, gyms, and basic services that keep morale alive. It is not luxury, it is function. It is a floating town built for one purpose. So why does all of this matter strategically? Because carriers bring options. When a crisis happens, decision makers often ask the same question: Where are the carriers? A carrier can move close enough to influence events without needing local bases. Its presence changes the math for adversaries. It reassures allies. It deters aggression. Sometimes it prevents war by making the cost of action feel too high. The future is pushing even further. Directed energy weapons are being developed. Lasers, systems that can engage drones and missiles at the speed of light if enough power is available. Unmanned aircraft are becoming a bigger part of carrier plans. They can stay up longer. They can take on riskier missions. Sensors and computing are improving fast. Future carriers will see more, track more, and respond faster. But with all this technology, the most impressive part is still human. None of it works without trained people. Pilots train for years to land on a moving deck at night. Deck crew train constantly to handle aircraft safely inches from disaster. Reactor teams manage systems that demand absolute discipline. The carrier is a machine, but the crew is the engine. That is the real story. Not just catapults, not just reactors, not just radar. It is the integration of advanced technology with skilled Americans doing hard jobs in brutal conditions. That combination is what makes aircraft carriers such powerful symbols of national capability. If this look inside carrier operations impressed you, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives. And next time you see footage of a jet launching off a ship in seconds, remember what you are watching. It is not just a takeoff, it is a moving city turning electricity, training, and coordination into air power on demand.